and welcome to another video. In North Wales again. I'm going to do a large format landscape photo on this amazing beach. It's a place called Dinas Dinlle in North Wales. It's just south of Carnarvon, and I'm about an hour from sunset, so hopefully I'll get some decent light. And I did come down here the other day actually and checked out a few compositions, so I'm going to try and set something up and see what happens. Because I'm using large format, it means that once I've set up the image, it's not going to be that easy to move it around if the light changes, so it'll probably be a one shot or a no shot, but we'll see what happens. Okay, right, I've set the shot up, and I'll just talk you through it. So I've framed a shot of this pool with the two or three boulders in it, with the mountains in the background. The sun is to my right hand side, providing some nice side light. So I'm going to take the photo in a minute. Going to the camera, I have a 0.9 soft grad just to control the sky. No polarizer for this, and I have an aperture of f/32, and I'll go for a shutter speed of 1 second for this, so should be good. We'll find out in a few minutes. Okay, so this is what the image looks like on the ground glass, upside down and reversed. You get an idea of what the composition's like for this one. So when you're composing an image on a large format camera, you can't have any filters in place because it dims the view of the ground glass and makes it very difficult to see what you're doing. All the composing and focusing is done without any filters on at all, and then obviously once everything's locked down, you then add the filters back on. It's worth just having another check, especially with these graduated filters. The only way to know that it's lined up in the right place is to actually look through the viewfinder. This particular lens that I'm using is a Schneider 90mm. It's got a maximum aperture of f8, so the view on the ground glass is very dim, so it can be quite challenging to see where the graduation on the filter actually cuts in, but I think I've got it just about right for this shot. Once all that's done, I then took a few meter readings. I'm not using a spot meter because I'm exclusively shooting with colour negative film, and it's a lot more forgiving and has a lot more latitude than slide film, so I don't use a spot meter. I just use a reflected light meter, and I did check the exposure values between the foreground, the rocks and the pool, and directly into the sky. It gives you a rough idea of the difference in exposure value between the two portions of the image. All that was left to do then was to test fire the shutter a couple of times to make sure all the settings were right and everything was working, then pull the dark side out and expose the image. Okay, so I've taken a shot. I was going to take another one, but unfortunately the sun is disappearing behind a bank of clouds, so I'm not going to get any more side light now. I think it's pretty much finished, so pity, but I've got one shot in the bag and we'll see how that one turns out. Okay, I'm all finished. Just the one shot then for today, but hopefully it'll turn out okay. And there's always another time. I'm here for a couple of more days yet, so we'll see what happens. Once again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for my channel, because I'm hoping to put more content out like this and more trips, hopefully higher into the mountains. But yeah, so see you on the next one.